literally just a girl. Hello, guys.
Hi, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting literally. My sister's calling me as soon as
she is. Yeah. Answer.
Let me see. You guys are gonna get.
Hi, sis.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I'm recording the podcast. Can I call you back?
Oh yeah.
Is it do you need it, like, is it an emergency or something?
No, it was just about what the plans are for Thursday when we get there. I just wanted to coordinate my hair wash day.
Okay, yes, okay. Okay, I love you. I'll call you in like 2 hours.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Bye, yeah. That's Kylie. Did you hear? Is that Nina?
Is that Nina? Girl, valid. I have to plan my whole life around hair wash day.
Yeah.
Why are we like this?
We're taking her to Disney this week.
No way!
Yes,
World or land?
World.
Oh my God, you're going to Florida this week.
Mm-hmm. We leave on Thursday. And so Kylie and my sister are meeting us in Florida. And then we're gonna
have you ever been to Disney World?
When I was little. And then we went to Disneyland last year, right?
Yeah,
it was last year.
Right, that's right.
It was last year, right?
I feel like it was pretty recent.
Yeah,
but
it was
last year. Yeah.
It almost feels like
God, time is flying.
Yeah, but we went to Disneyland last year, and now I'm like, I went to Disney World when I was younger, but like I don't remember it, right? So
how old were you?
I don't know, probably like 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna
4 or 5.
Disney World is huge.
I know.
How long are you guys gonna? Do you have multiple day passes?
Yeah, we're doing 2 days. We're doing Magic Kingdom, and then we decided on Epcot.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because. Frozen, Anna and Elsa are at Epcot, and so she wants everything's structured around her. Okay, and so we're just so excited to take her, and we have we just make sure we have all the meetings with all the princesses and everything, and I'm so excited to take her. She's so excited.
Oh my God, that's gonna be so
My sister texted me and yesterday, and she's like, Kylie woke up this morning and was like, Ursula's gonna take me. She hates Ursula.
Oh, she does?
She got scared of Ursula.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's funny. But
I would use that to my advantage. I'd be like, if you don't listen to me, Ursula is going to kidnap you in the middle of the night.
Okay, speaking of little girls real quick. Your story had me dying. Did you see it, Gabby?
Of Emma's drawing?
No, what did she say? Out of all of the world.
Okay, so whenever we got her, we picked her up, and as soon as she got out of the car, she ran to me and she handed me these papers, and she's like, put this in your purse, it's a surprise. And I was like, okay. I put it in my purse, and then later on we got in the car to leave, and she was like, okay, look at what I made you. And I made Daddy one too, because it was Father's Day weekend. And so she's like, look at yours first. And so I open it, and it literally is like, to Hannah, and it's like missing an H at the end. I was like, it's fine, not a big deal, it's fine. And then I open it up, and then she's like, I just want to say you are the best step mama I've ever had.
I was like, not the I've ever had. Like, she
was like, how many do you think you've had? Because you've only had one.
Oh my gosh,
funny.
It was so funny because I could when you posted, I was like, I could totally see Hannah's like big smile on her face right now because of her reaction.
No, but I was like, oh, thank you so much, baby. And she was like, yeah, you're welcome. I just wanted to tell you.
Oh my God.
And I'm just laughing so hard. I opened it up later on, I was laughing so hard. And kids are so innocent and wholesome, and she's like, she wants to tell me how much she appreciates me and loves me, but she's like, out of all the stepmoms,
I know,
you're the best one.
Kids are so fun. That's like the best thing about kids. They come up with the craziest things, the craziest sayings.
They do.
I actually listened to this other podcast yesterday on Instagram. They shared a reel of I guess a girl sharing her story when she was a little girl. When she was young, she said, I don't remember how old, but she said it was Thanksgiving, and she found out how good it feels when something rubs up on your coochie. And she found out that day. She's like, wow, this is so cool. No one else knows. I have to tell everybody. So she's like, everybody, come, look, come. I have something to show you. So she rubs up, she straddles apparently the dining room chair, and she's rubbing back and forth, and she's like in front of her aunts, her uncles, her parents. She's like, this feels so good. she said that the room was like so quiet you could hear a pen drop. Like she said, it was so. She couldn't.
God.
Now it's so embarrassing, but she couldn't. Like at that age, she was like, "Why isn't everyone like as shocked as me? This is like
amazing.
This is amazing.
Mommy, do it,
dude." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" When you're a kid, you just like say the craziest things. You're so innocent, and I love it.
It's innocence.
You know? It is.
Oh my god, that is so freaking funny.
Okay, tell me about your weekend.
My weekend was awesome. We obviously Father's Day was Sunday, Saturday. Well, it was raining all weekend one. Which is like, it was annoying, yes, but like it was nice for me. Like we just stayed in the house, like clean, relaxed, watched a lot of documentaries, which we'll get into in a second. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was great for me. But yeah, other than that, like Saturday was the Metallica concert, if you can't tell. But it was amazing. Like we had such a fun time. It was kind of crazy being the day before Father's Day because Blake, like Father's Day is a huge day at work for Blake. Every holiday is a big day at work. So he's like never home for holidays, but except for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So Father's Day, he like had to be like zoned in, getting ready for the shift and all that. And so, but then he like snuck out a bit early and we went to Metallica. We ran down to NRG. It was at NRG, which is crazy. The whole stadium sold out. It was
crazy.
So awesome. Like it was an amazing concert. And
are they old?
Yeah, they are an older band. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. It's a metal band, but they're like definitely older. Probably the most well-known band when it comes to like metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I grew up like listening to Metallica, but not as much as then in like middle school when I started working out in like volleyball and stuff, I made like workout playlists and I would always have some sort of like Blink-182, you know, like that's when I started getting into more like rock music and older music too, like a lot of 70s, 80s rock music. So then Metallica became a big thing for me. And then when I met Blake, he loves Metallica. Okay. We're like, I may not look it, but like I'm really emo on the inside. Like My Chemical Romance is like my favorite band. Do you know who that is? Okay. Oh, My Chemical Romance is like my favorite band of all time. Blink-182 is awesome. Anyways, the concert was so amazing. And one thing I love about what's crazy is when you go to concerts like this and you know you kind of look around, it's very interesting. You would really enjoy people watching at concerts like this. Okay, so
which one's a popular
Black
one?
Parade.
Black Parade.
Go to the middle of it.
Oh, the Black Parade.
This is amazing.
What's the song called?
Welcome to the Black Parade, but you're listening to it, but go to the middle. Like, go to the middle of it, play it. That's funny. Oh, right here.
Okay, very
Have you heard that song before?
No, but very like Freaky Friday, like
Freaky Friday.
Yeah, like very.
They have other really, really good songs. Disenchanted. I Don't Love You is like one of my favorite songs. Oh yeah. I had the string quartet play this at my wedding, by the way. If you noticed, you may have noticed. If you like these kinds of songs, you would notice.
There's certain songs I do like. I just don't know their names, and I listen to them growing up. You know.
Yeah. So exactly, like you wouldn't know unless you really sat down and actually listened to them all. But you've heard them before, for sure. Being in the gym, especially, you probably have heard them. But we've been to so many. I've seen Blink-182 front row. You know, we've seen My Chemical Romance, which is like the best concert of all time. Metallica was awesome. It was up there with all the other concerts I've seen that are great. But when you go to a more like rockish concert, you would think that the people are like grungy and rude, but honestly they're the nicest people you'll ever meet. Like I had so many girls come up to me just giving me so many compliments at this show. My Chemical Romance, everyone was so freaking sweet. Just and if anyone falls down, like that you get picked up right away. And even like Gerard Way, who is the singer of My Chemical Romance, he always stops the show in the middle at some point if things get too crazy. Which we'll get into that too because I watched the Astroworld documentary. Did you see it?
No, but Gabby didn't. She told me to watch it.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to discuss that too. So maybe next week we'll talk
Okay.
about that. I watched that and it was really interesting. But anyway, yeah, it was so amazing and
Okay.
everyone was so nice. It was so much fun. I really don't think they're ever going to tour again. This is a 2-year-long tour they did. So one day I think I'll be able to like tell our kids, you know, we went and like mommy and daddy went and saw Metallica. You know, they're never going to tour again. They are
Yeah.
getting really old. So
Yeah.
it was crazy to see how old they're getting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've heard of them growing up. There was like the Metallica shirts.
Right. And they started so young.
Yeah.
In their 20s. So
Oh, that's
pretty crazy. I
Yeah.
know. And now
When did you
they're
see
all
your
old.
dad for Father's Day?
I saw my dad on Sunday. He
Okay.
came over for dinner. He hung out. We watched a movie at home and then went to go eat hibachi. That's it. That's all we did. What
a
about
great
you?
day.
Yeah.
So, I got back. I will say this. You guys know I got back from Japan.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to I was like, I'm going to get back in it. I'm just going to like, back in the game, right? Workouts, food, everything. Hell no, girl. I had a rough week. It was rough, okay? First of all, you guys know I got my period because I think I said it. And then I was catching like some sort of cold or something. And then the whole sleep thing. I was just having a rough week last week. I just feel like I was unmotivated, just down a little bit more. But I'm feeling good today. I felt good. I felt great yesterday. So our friend Rachel is getting married tomorrow. And she's getting married just like a court. She's not having like a wedding.
Okay.
Her wedding's not till next year, but she's getting married already. Like I guess they decided to do a court first. And and then she's having like a very intimate 20 people, 25 people dinner that we're going to go to. But I'm just sitting there on Wednesday night thinking, wait a second. We didn't have a bachelorette party for her. And I'm like, oh shit. And I texted her the next day and I was like, do you want to do something? She's like, well, Aurelia, my friend Aurelia, her birthday, we were celebrating it Saturday because it was on Tuesday of the week before when I was gone, right? So she was like, okay, we'll celebrate it the week you come back on Saturday. And I'm like, okay. So Saturday we had that, and obviously Sunday was Father's Day. So I was like, okay, well, we can do it on Friday. And she's like, are you sure? We could just go back to back. And I'm like, yeah, it'll be fun. So we like planned a last minute little bachelor joined little thing, which was so fun. We had such a great time. Like, I just like told everyone, like, listen, there's no pressure in anyone. Like, we're not, like, we don't have to go and get a section. Like, let's just go. And then I was like, honestly, let's do a scavenger hunt type thing. So we did a scavenger type thing where each person had like a goal, like a challenge they had to do at the bar. And at the end, everyone was just so wasted. Some people didn't end up finishing theirs. But yeah, I gave everyone a challenge. And it was so much fun. Like, Gabby's was like, play rock, paper, scissors with a stranger. Mine was buy a stranger a shot from a
Did you just make this up?
Well, some of them, yes. And some of them I saw on TikTok. Like, I had like researched. Yeah, we were like asking ChatGPT for different ones, but ChatGPT was a little like just some stuff that it recommends. I'm like, this is too kiddish. Like, it was just like. And then some of them were like, jump on a stranger's back, and I'm like, not in today's world.
I want to get assaulted.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we pre-gamed here, and we pre-gamed pretty hard, and then by the time we got to the bar, we just started taking shots and drinks and. Yeah, we had a great time, though. We just, like, bar hopped on Heights. Have you been to Heights Social?
Yeah.
So we started, like, a Heights Social. And we just went to different places. And, yeah, everyone got pretty wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a great time.
Did you?
Yes. I ended up getting pretty drunk. Like, in the beginning, I wasn't. Like, I was taking shots, and I was like, well, I'm not pretty drunk. Like, I'm not drunk at all. But then, like, towards the last 30 minutes, hour, yes. Because Chris asked me something, and I was like the next day, and I was like, I actually do not remember doing that. So I don't like, I was like, I guess the last hour for me went like, I was tipsy.
Oh.
Yeah. And in the Uber, I can tell when I'm drunk when I like talk, although I don't even remember what conversation I was having with Brittany. Who came back? Brittany and Rachel. We had some sort of conversation in the car. I don't even know what it was about at this point. Those drunk.
You were drunk.
Yeah, I was drunk.
You were drunk.
And then I got home, and Yeah, it was fun. And then I woke up for sure. I had a slight hangover because my head was spinning. I just felt like ill.
Did you guys order late night Taco Bell?
No, we didn't. So it's crazy because it was not crazy, but I like to eat when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Chris does not. So he will not allow us to order Uber Eats at night. He won't. He will not.
You're like, you want some sex or not? No. You gotta feed me tacos.
No, I don't give him sex either when I'm drunk. Hell no. I'm already dizzy. I'm not gonna jump on.
I thought you loved Taco Bell and sex.
I do like Taco Bell and sex, but not together.
Okay, but not. Oh. Okay.
And together.
Okay.
But then also he was really pretty wasted too, and he was tired, so we didn't have sex. I also don't like having sex when it's not going anywhere. You know?
What do you mean?
Like, when I'm drunk, I can't, fully orgasm. So,
I see what you mean.
And when he's drunk, I feel like he can, but it just takes a really long time. It's just, not... It's not
Let's
fun.
wrap this shit up.
Wrap it up, I'm tired, and I'm just it's not your... I'm I probably just look a mess. We had sex before going out, so I gave him
I love drunk sex, though.
I don't like
really?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have to be really horny.
Okay.
To like drunk sex, very much.
And you would probably just finish your period and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another thing.
I get it then.
So then Saturday we woke up and I was a little hungover, and then we just kind of chilled all day. We ended up going to the gym. I took a fat nap because we had to go out again for Aurelie's birthday. We went country dancing. So we went
really?
line
Where?
dancing. Whiskey River.
Yeah, I love that place.
It was
oh
so
my God.
fun.
I used to go there underage. Don't tell anyone.
Oh my God, no. They were so strict with your ID. Brittany couldn't get in because her ID was expired. Yeah. So she had to drive all the way back to get her passport, and then they let her in.
Oh my God.
But it was
it's so fun, right?
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
They play all kinds of music. I obviously don't dance country music because Chris doesn't dance. He will not dance it. I begged him. He
didn't dance at the wedding.
No, he doesn't dance. He doesn't dance unless it's banda music. But Chris is just not a dancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he going to dance at your wedding?
Yeah, but it's because he's going to have the music he wants. Yeah.
Oh my God, but dancing to George Strait, there's nothing like it.
He just doesn't, yeah. So we didn't do any country dance with the two-step to the right. Yeah.
Neon Moon.
It.
Oh my
God, I would love it, but Chris does not. So I don't push him because I'm already okay, he's here or whatever.
Sometimes it's more fun to dance with your girls anyway.
Yeah, so we had fun. The girls danced a little bit. They formed a circle because some guy was grinding up the dance floor. But then they had a mechanical bull and we rode that. That was a lot of fun. I slashed my leg. I don't know if it's because I was wearing two different chain belts, and I don't know if one of those got stuck or something. But I had a huge gash on my thigh. So that's lovely. But other than that, I had a great time. I didn't get super drunk that night, though. We were all kind of feeling the night before. Yeah. But we did drink, and we made sure Aurelie got really drunk, and she did. She was outside throwing up after. So, that's how you know.
You did your job.
I did my job. Because she doesn't ever drink like that. And she just had her second baby, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So, I wanted her to have a good time, and she definitely had a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, it was fun. And then Father's Day, obviously, we don't have our dads here. So, we just stayed home. It was raining that day, so honestly, it was kind of nice. I thought of you every time it rains down. I'm okay, Hannah loves this. She's probably watching a movie. I'm I'm going to do that. I'm going to get in my Hannah element.
Yes.
And then we ended up getting a massage, which was really nice, and had In-N-Out. It was great.
Oh, what a great day. Where'd you guys get In-N-Out?
Because Sugarland. Because we drove all the way over there.
I was going to say, so you drove because there's not one in Houston.
Yeah, so the massage place that we like is all the way over there. We've tried so many here, girl. So many different Thai places, and if it has to be just right. And the people over there, they know us. For me, it's the ambiance, the smell in the spa that I go to has to smell nice.
Yeah.
So the smell there is really great. The masseuses are really great. They already have the heated bed for us because Chris likes his bed heated. They know he's put together. particular about certain things. He likes having oil. Like, he's very particular about his massages. So, we both are pretty particular. So, but it was good. We had a great day. I was the first time I've ever fallen asleep during a massage.
I always fall asleep.
Really?
Yeah, always.
No,
lashes, massage, I'm out.
No, because now I don't remember getting my lower back.
Just paid for a nap.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, damn, did she rub the back of my... Chris is like, dude, I thought you were sleeping, but I was like, she's having trouble breathing, but no, I was snoring. I was like...
You guys do couples in the same room?
In the same room.
Was he not like, Jasmine, wake up?
No, he didn't say anything. You know what's really weird?
What?
I am so picky about this, but... Okay, so Chris likes to get massages fully naked. Like, you have the option of getting it fully naked or with underwear. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
He gets fully naked.
Okay, my thoughts are, because as a woman, I wear a thong.
I do too.
And I keep my thong on. But for them, it's like briefs.
Yeah.
Right? So it's probably not like they can't, you know what I mean? Maybe that's why, but go on.
So he says that, because exactly, I keep my thong on until literally this time I took it off, and this was the first time I've ever taken off my underwear, and I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Were you so uncomfortable?
I was so just like, oh my God.
Clenching your cheeks the whole time.
I was just like, I don't know, just having the little bit of thread on my coochie makes me feel better, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I get it. He says, it's because they don't get into my glutes good enough if I would have my underwear. I'm like, I get it. But when you're turned upside up, she 100%
sees his stick.
Yes.
Yeah, she does. But it's like an old Thai lady, like, right?
Well, no, she's not old.
Okay.
But I'm not.
Okay, do you both have female masseuses?
Yeah, he only requests female masseuses.
Sus. I'm just kidding.
He doesn't. He feels really. So it's weird because he feels weird with a man rubbing on him, and I get it.
Totally.
I prefer male masseuses.
Right, their hands are thick, not thicker, but like stronger.
Just like everything. I had this great masseuse, and he stopped working at Ethan. He was the best, dude. He was the best. So I get it. I'm not opposed to him getting it by a female because I get it. Like he wants like a different touch, but I'm like, Boppy, like, you can see. And then the thing with me, I'm like, as soon as we both get up, like, he's popping a boner, like, looking at me. Ooh, he's like, ooh, you're butch. I'm like, is it that? Like, can you pop it just like that? He's like, I'm not popping a boner when she's massaging me. I'm like, but still, like, what if she touches you and, like,
accidentally?
Well, the nerve on your thigh just, like, it's like a little nerve and it gets tingly. No? I don't know. I don't have a penis.
You can't. We need to have a masseuse on this pod and ask them how often do men get boners, because I promise you it's so often.
I'm sure it's common.
I promise you it is.
I'm sure it is, right?
Like, they're probably so used to it.
But
it's like they're...
Dude, but the toxic part of me, I'm like, I get so angry.
You're jealous? You're jealous of this middle-aged Thai lady?
She doesn't even speak
Not
English.
old. Middle-aged, okay.
I don't even know. And I
she doesn't even speak English.
I don't know why I just get so jealous. I'm just like...
Okay, so would you ever go to a nude beach together? And would you let Chris walk around naked and you naked?
He would never let me go walk around naked.
Okay, so you just don't want people... I know, obviously, like, as a woman, you don't want anyone seeing your man naked, but to me, if it's like, okay, a doctor's visit, a massage, like, this is a routine thing. People are commonly seen naked. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
That's how I am. Like, I don't really care about nudity too much in that regard. But to you, you're like, no, I don't want anyone seeing my man naked.
I don't know what it is. And guys, I get it. It's just so, like, I'm like a fucking hypocrite. Like,
no, it's okay.
Because I'm like, but like...
You're being real.
This is, I don't know. I just get... it's the one thing, and I'm like, babe, I think for me, it's not even a jealousy thing. I think it's like you're gonna pop a fucking boner and like you're gonna make her uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with it.
Okay.
I don't even... There we go. It's not even jealous. I'm uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I think it's just me. He's just bring us apart. He just opens up the sheet. He's like, I'm like, you are something else. I cannot. I just think the fact that he's just so comfortable.
We love a secure man.
We do. But no, I don't think... would we do a nude beach? I don't know if we would. I feel like I just couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
Like, for myself.
Really?
Like, just being out naked and like... coochie now and
It's
everything.
so funny. This is so, like, we've had a conversation on Patreon about this, guys, because there's a time where we spoke about, I asked you, would you let Chris have an OnlyFans? And you were like, F no.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? And you were like, I'm a hypocrite. I am. Because no, I would not be okay with it.
No.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
But I said no because of the cringiness. I can't do the cringy guy thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big girl in the sense, not a big girl. I'm a big... I can't. I'm very particular about men in the sense that, like, if you post too much, like, it's just like, I feel like girls are never cringy. Like, it's really rare for a girl to be cringy to me, but guys can be cringy to me. Like, if you're posting in your underwear and, like, you're full of yourself, that to me is cringy. I don't want a man like that. I wouldn't want to be with a man
Your
like
man.
that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with a man like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So if you're with a man like that and you love it, great. You know, but I can't. Like, I personally do not find that attractive. So that's the reason I would not want him to have an OnlyFans. Like, I could not see Chris being cringy. I don't want ever to see him being cringy.
It'll give you the ick.
That's my ick. There we go.
Bad. That was my new Roman Empire.
Anyways, okay. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, let's talk about, really quick because we're going to get into the Call Her Alex, docuseries on Hulu that dropped because we all watched it and it was really interesting. I also watched, I mentioned it, I watched the Astroworld one, and we'll get back to that, watch it, and then we'll discuss it next week.
Okay.
I also watched the Ocean Gates, the Titan submersible submarine one on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
There's two, actually. There's one on Netflix and one on Hulu, I believe. And we watched both, and it was really good. Did you see that by chance?
No.
Do you remember that time when the submarine went missing and everyone was, like, freaking out, and there was a whole countdown with, like, how much oxygen they had left?
Recently.
Kind of. I would say maybe like 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah. The one with the
billionaires on. Yeah. Okay, so there's now, because when all this happened, Blake and I were like, because we're such docuseries and documentary just freaks. We love watching anything interesting on Netflix. And so anyway, we were like, oh my gosh, there's going to be a documentary made about this.
Yeah.
And so it just dropped this past week, and we watched it, and it was really interesting. Do you want to know about it, or do you want to watch it yourself? Do you think you'll watch it?
No, you can do a real recap.
Okay, well, I'll just spoil one thing.
Okay.
And if you were interested in seeing it, I wouldn't say it. But if you're not really going to watch it, then I'll tell you what's crazy is that they knew the submarine was on the verge of imploding at some point. Like, they did a test, and it, like, didn't pass the test, basically, but they continued doing these dives, which is so crazy. So they knew at some point, like, the fibers, it's made of carbon fiber, which is what cars are made out of, like really nice sports cars. Okay, well, it's essentially carbon fiber is little tiny threads of metal. Yeah. So over time, it starts to pull apart. With all the pressure of a submarine being made out of carbon fiber. They did a test over like about the noises that like the carbon fiber was making internally, and it was separating. And every single dive they did, the sounds would increase and increase, obviously leading to an implosion of it. So they knew this was going to kind of happen, which is crazy, and they continued these dives. Obviously, money. It all revolves around money, right? Because the tickets to go down in the submarine were $275,000 a piece.
But so before it imploded or exploded or whatever, they had done dives.
They did this test and the dives, and they kept doing these dives. Yeah.
No. So then, knowing this, they sold tickets.
Yeah, and
so are they getting a lawsuit out of this?
Oh yeah, major lawsuits. It's really interesting.
That is crazy.
Yes, it's crazy. And what's crazier is this whole time I thought that those people, the passengers on the submarine, were down there. They lost communications with them, and that's when that whole thing was happening. Remember on TikTok, it was like, oh my God, they have 2 days left of oxygen, and then the next day they were like, okay, they have like 8 hours left, and then the countdown went, and they were like, okay, well they're dead now. Yeah. Well, the documentary shows that actually that never even happened. as soon as they descended down, and it was to see the Titanic. So they saw Titanic. Right. They lost communications with them about like 14 minutes into the dive. They went down, they saw the Titanic, and then a few minutes later, they heard a bang, and it's now released. They're now basically explaining that it imploded like immediately. So
from the pressure, and then basically the pressure of the water onto the submarine made it separate. So it literally just like exploded in the water.
Actually, it was a vacuum. So it got crushed. Yeah.
Holy crap!
In 0.1 of a second is how fast it is. Yeah. So thank God they didn't suffer. Is what I'm trying to say. Like you're
just done.
Oh, immediately. No pain. Like you are just literally disintegrated like this way. Yeah. Like it goes inwards. It's called a vacuum, like the way that the pressure. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's so sad.
It crazy how like you could just be gone in like
in an instant.
And like where do you go?
Instant.
You know, this is where you believe in faith. And blah,
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 right.
But like that's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So crazy. And there was like a son and a father on there. And I mean, anyone's life matters, but these were like billionaires. It's just crazy. It is really crazy. So yeah, they didn't like run out of oxygen. They weren't there for days on end in the pitch black darkness.
It's just like immediately.
It happens like right away. Yeah.
That's
so sad.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that Indian flight that got.
Yes.
Did you see that family photo?
No, I didn't.
So a doctor was moving. He was a really, really wealthy doctor in London, and he was moving his family from. I think his wife was a doctor too, or something. But his family, anyways, was in India, and he was finally moving them over to London. So they were all. It was him and his wife and his 3 boys, and he took a selfie, and he like I guess posted on his story, and they all passed away in that flight. I know it was so sad. I'm like. It is so crazy, like, just to see things and to not know when your time is, and just, it was...
You know, I have a fear of flying.
Yeah.
Okay. What's crazy is anytime I fly, I always pick a seat near an exit. The reason why I do that is for this reason. And what's crazy is there was another flight, I don't know exactly which flight, but you can just look up. Seat 11A is the seat that this gentleman was sitting in that he survived this crash out of. I don't know how long ago, but there was a crash prior to this one. Another lone survivor was in a seat 11A. And that's how both of these men survived, because they were able to escape the plane really quickly as soon as it crashed. So a lot of people think that you die immediately in a plane crash, and that's really not the case. Usually you die of smoke inhalation because you can't get out and escape. And because of all the fuel and the fire, it immediately bursts into flames. And usually, if you're in the back, you're screwed because there's a bunch of smoke you can't see. You die of smoke inhalation. But if you're near an exit, you can get out and escape. So it's like the safest part of the plane is by an emergency exit. Yeah, and I know like flight attendants or pilots listening are probably like, don't tell them that. But I always try and book a seat near the exit. That's just my hypochondriacness.
Now I know.
Yeah,
because
he survived in the same seat that another dude survived in.
11A is aisle?
I don't know what it is.
I'm a window girly.
It's just near an exit.
Okay.
Very close to an exit.
I'll crawl if I need to. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? So crazy.
Okay. So... if you're listening, we are going to get into the Call Her Alex documentary. I promise you, this is not just us recapping. I feel like Hannah and I both have really good intel on this, and I just want to talk about like what I felt watching this, what it meant to me watching this. It was really good, so I feel like I have a lot of really good feedback. You told me you have a lot of good feedback. We haven't talked about it, so I'm really excited to get into it. I didn't know what to expect with this documentary, right? I just kind of saw like a clip here and there, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, right? Like I've always liked her, so I want to know, have you always listened to Call Her Daddy?
I've listened to Call Her Daddy when it was her and Sophia.
Okay.
This was back in COVID, during COVID.
During COVID,
yeah. So yes, that's kind of when I started listening to them. She was living in New York. I remember watching her vlogs of her living in New York, that whole thing they talked about. Definitely, it was back years ago, like I guess 5 years ago at this point is when I started listening to her. So pretty early.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same. So I remember I started listening to her. I don't remember who I came across or what happened, but I started listening because we were driving. It was my first, I think it was our first drive back to Georgia. Like, it was a 13-hour drive, so I was like, okay, I need to listen to something. And I remember listening to her and Sophia, and I remember she talked about New York. I didn't know she was a vlogger at all. This documentary showed me, like, it was so cool to see her upbringing and everything. But, yeah, that's when I started listening to her. Like, her and Sophia, they were just, I mean, the Gluck 9000. That's how I learned about it and, like, everything. So it was literally a long-ass time ago that I started listening to her. Now, I did not know that she was, like, such a lover of being filmed and love filming and editing and all that.
I didn't know that either.
It was amazing to see her background.
Yeah.
Like, this girl, since the age of, I don't even know how old, has been in front of the camera. They had a whole room in her basement for just recording videos of her and her best friend being silly, recreating movies. She would literally put on, like, whole movie scenes.
Pretty crazy.
That is, like, awesome to see.
Yes.
I was like, how lucky are you that you love something I feel like people who love something at such a young age and then stick with it is such a beautiful thing, because I feel like I never was that kid. Like, I was never someone who loved something so much. I feel like maybe dancing for me, but because I didn't have supporting parents for that, I didn't really pursue that. But, like, the fact that she loved that and then had her parents who supported her the whole way through was just incredible to see.
Yeah. Her mom, the fact that her mom, because what's crazy is they ask her family, how do you feel about the content of Alex's podcast? How did you feel about that?
I'm so glad they asked that, because they asked it in the part 2.
Yes.
And the whole time I'm like, I really want to know what her parents think.
Right.
And her parents' answers, I literally wanted to cry.
Me too.
I was like, I hope this girl knows how incredibly lucky she is.
Very.
Because I can't tell you who would be okay with you sharing about blowjobs. And you're not married. Like, you're sharing about blowjobs and sex.
STDs in college.
About how you just hooked up with one guy and you're going on another date, and your parents are listening to it, and your parents are getting shit for it, and they're sticking up for you. That's crazy.
Very.
But it just proved to you, to me, I mean, it's just, I've always known this, but if you needed, like, a little boost, like, it just proves that, like, people are gonna say what they want to say, and you're gonna lose friendships out of it, but you have to stay true to who you are. She said it. She lost a lot of family members and a lot of friendships. Her family lost a lot of friendships throughout the way because they stood up for her. Right. But that's, like, look at what she's doing now. The amount of people that, like, went to see her tour, and just to, first of all, I just love the way it was recorded. I love that we got to see all the back end stuff for her tour, what it all takes, how dedicated she is to it. Crazy. But yeah, just the, like, I loved her dad's answer. Like, look at all these people. And then, like, look at all these people that she's helped. And, like, she's not doing anything wrong but, like, have sex and live life. And, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with that.
I literally, and the dad was like, it's sex.
It's that, yeah.
It's sex.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
My guy can't even say the word sex.
Right,
you know? Like,
right. And I think we're both shocked by that because we grew up with very conservative families and parents. I did very much so. I know you did too. So that's why we're both, like, so shocked. I can imagine. I had friends growing up whose parents were a little bit more kind of on Alex's wavelength of, like, oh, just go do what you want, just be home by 2 a.m., you know? And I think that's a little bit more Americanized, but having parents who are so supportive, and the fact that her mom wrote down every single time Alex would call her complaining to her about the coach, the creepy coach.
Yes.
She had the whole diary written down. It just was like, oh my God, like, the fact that her parents went and sat down with the dean of the school, and they were right there, like, ready to hold her hand and support her no matter what. I just commend them so much.
I know.
Because that's what girls need. They need supportive families and parents like that.
Parents.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you are lucky enough to have family like that shows up for you, that supports you, that you have a mom that like that is a mother.
Yes.
The fact that she wrote everything down, that is a mother who was concerned about her child. She was smart. And no, it was just like amazing to see. And I love the fact that now that school's gonna get shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure that coach is gonna get shit because I don't think they ever thought in a million years that this would happen.
She's retired, that coach now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because to me it's like she can't be brought to justice and fired and all that, you know. But I mean, shit, if I was her, I guess she doesn't, I would say I would sue her, but I mean, I know it's usually all about settling out and it's like, girl, I don't need your money, you know? So I'm glad she's being outed now.
Yeah,
like,
she's outed. Her reputation is out.
I was shocked because they were showing footage, her face, like they did not hide anything. Mm-mm. It was crazy.
But you know what? It was amazing to see how much footage they had of Alex when she was younger.
Yeah, playing soccer
And stuff. It was so amazing to see.
It was.
It was really, really cool just to get to see all of her playing in school and in college. How small she was and everything was just like incredible to see. But I also did not know that her husband is her business partner now. Yeah.
Very involved. Like, very. That's okay, so I hope people don't take this, like, the wrong way. I mean, I don't know, you and Chris have a relationship to where you guys do everything and you work together very much so. I will say, to me, I don't think I could work with my husband in the way that Alex works with her husband. I felt like it was weird, like how he was like micromanaging everything.
Yes.
Okay. And I felt like I felt something off about it. I don't know about you, but also there was something else too. And I had this like weird feeling about it, and which is crazy because this is a docuseries and they're not even showing their day-to-day life and what they talk about on the day-to-day regular day. But there was a comment he made, and I thought it was weird. And then I was on TikTok by chance like yesterday, and I had watched the docuseries like on Thursday, and it came on my For You page, and it was a girl, and she was like, okay, I have something to say. The fact that her husband, we just, episode 1 was all about her childhood, and then it started to get into the abuse of her coach in college, right? And sexualizing her and making really creepy comments towards her, how uncomfortable she was, blah, 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 blah. They started showing behind the scenes footage of her practicing for tour. And her husband, I can't remember his name. Can you remember his name? It'll come to me in a little bit. But anyways, they're like having a conversation, and she's talking about, he's literally giving feedback on like a blowjob segment of the show that she's gonna do. Yeah. And she was like, you know, blah blah blah, like, okay, the gluck gluck, and then we'll do the next one. And then he made a comment, and it was like, oh yeah, because she would know because all the blowjobs I haven't been getting. Did you hear that comment, him say that?
Yeah, but it was because her
voice was gone.
Her voice
and she was
gone.
like, oh, it must be because of all the deep throating I did last night as a joke, right?
Yeah.
And then Matt, her husband, was like, I haven't been getting those blowjobs, so I don't know what you're talking about, or something like that, right? And I just remember thinking, like, okay, you're filming for a serious docuseries. You know your wife is about to talk about her being sexually, what is the correct term? Harassed, sorry. I was going to say abused, but she was sexually harassed by her coach. I think it's like a pretty serious thing, you know. And I know I know she's on Call Her Daddy, and she's talking about sex. I know she's talking about giving blowjobs and all this stuff. But for some reason, I was just like, you couldn't keep that comment to yourself. Keep that one in your head, dude. Like, you know what I mean? This is about your wife here. It's not about you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I can see that being rubbed the wrong way. I actually like that he made that comment.
You do?
I did, because I feel like that's how Chris and I are. Chris would have made that comment.
Really?
I feel like he would have been like, because I feel like the way it was taken was like, oh, she has a sore throat. And her best friend was like, oh, must be all the deep throat you've been doing or something. And then her husband was like, you would think, but no, she hasn't had much time. So I think it was great to add that in because as someone who listens to Alex, I feel like I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so busy in my life that I don't give my man enough blowjobs. And to know that she's talking about sex, but yet she's not giving her husband sex made me feel a little better. It made me feel like, okay, yes, she's also a busy woman who doesn't always have time to give her man sex.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it.
Yeah.
I can see how the comment was, I think it's because I think Matt rubs you the wrong way at first. I do. I think he is someone who rubs you the wrong way, but I do think him being brought on, because at first I was like, oh, okay, wait a second. She built this up and now he's involved, right? And you're kind of like, okay, is he trying to take over everything she's built? But then you kind of see how much value he's brought to her, because he's brought all the production value because he comes from that background. He was a director. So I feel like he knows what film is like. He knows what the audience wants. So I feel like he knew exactly how to help her put this show together.
Yeah.
So do I think he's adding value to her now? Yes, because she's no longer just a simple podcast. She's interviewing very important people. She's now having to put on a show for people because her show was very planned out from beginning to end. It wasn't like, okay, at this point you're gonna crack some jokes, at this point you're gonna have a Q&A, and I feel like everything was so structured out from you saw the rehearsals of everything. So do I think it's a little shocking at first to see him? Yes, because she's built it on her own, but I do think he's added a lot of value.
Here's my other thing I didn't like.
Okay, tell me. Yeah.
So, I don't know if this was fake.
Okay.
But in episode 1, when her production manager was on the verge of quitting, do you remember that part?
I did not like that part.
Okay.
Yes.
He did not speak to her.
Yes.
Matt. I'm talking about Matt, her husband. And this to me seemed really staged. It's just my opinion. Like it
was weird.
It was
staged. So weird. The
weird.
part that the camera comes out to Matt.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, and Matt she's like, let me find Matt. Okay. And this is why, I could never work with my husband like this, and it rubbed me the wrong way. Okay, because look, as a husband and wife, you're telling me behind the scenes, that my production manager just quit on me, and I'm on in 15 minutes. And I don't know about it, and you didn't tell me? No, not okay. That is such a red flag to me. And you're really what? And I know people are gonna be like, well, he's gonna figure it out. He's protecting her. He doesn't want her to start freaking out. I don't care. We are husband and wife. Are you putting business before me?
All right, guys. I think the camera overheated. Anyways, okay, that's
because we're heated.
Yeah, we were heated. That part, I completely agree. I don't know if it was... it felt really weird.
It was weird.
Because I do think the other side of it is, oh, he's trying to protect her, whatever.
Totally.
But Alex is not... she does not seem like the type that needs to be protected.
Correct.
You see it throughout the whole... first of all, in her podcast, she's a very strong woman.
Yes.
And throughout her whole life, she has very strong traits that she's a strong woman. She's handled her own. She stood up against her soccer coach. So she's not someone, up until this point, she's been doing fine without Matt.
Right.
So she's not someone that needs to be quote unquote protected.
Right.
I would not need, the thing is, once you have a really good, Chris and I have worked together for so many years, if something like that came up, his response would not be let me take care of it on my own. He'd be like, let me run it over by Jazzy. Jazzy needs to know.
Absolutely.
And she needed to know because she was the only one that was going to be able to convince that man to stay because it is her show.
Right.
So like she said, if something's going on and I don't know, and if someone of mine who's on my team is feeling unappreciated, I need to know.
Right.
And I think her response was fabulous. I loved it. I don't know what ended up happening. If she ended up giving him more money, if the situation fixed itself, whatever. But she needed to know. That part rubbed me the wrong way.
hated that.
Yeah, it was not tastefully done. I think for me, the biggest thing is, look, I do think he's added value to her.
For sure.
Now, I really hope this was my exact thought process at this moment in the documentary when she gets the call that she got the $120 million deal.
Yep.
He's sitting next to her, petting the dog.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm so happy for you. I just thought to myself, this is such a big moment for you. I hope to God it's all under your name, and I hope to God you are really smart about the way you did things.
Yeah.
Because look, when you build something with someone, it's very different than when you build something on your own and someone comes.
Right.
And we've seen it with celebrities. We've seen it with everything. When money is involved and celebrities are involved,
Yep.
shit really goes sideways real quick.
Yeah.
So I really first of all, I applaud her. I think as a fellow influencer and podcaster, I mean, listening to her, it's incredible that she has been able to take it this far, that she started in a time where sex was so bad to talk about. Even to this day, sometimes it's bad to talk about, but she took the guys' locker room talk and made it be a whole podcast and talk about all these things. And she was brave enough to do it no matter what people would say. And it's crazy, her deal for 3 years was $75,000, nothing.
Right.
And now she's the top paid podcast. It's incredible to see. I found the documentary very inspiring. I found it she's not stopping there. She's very business savvy. She has a lot of plans for where she's going. And it's crazy how it's progressed from it just being her and Sophia to then it just being her to now it being she interviews other people, and her questions as she asks them are great personal questions, right? They dive deep into a lot of different things, not just, what's your best sex position, but intimacy and things people want to know about. So I loved it. It gave me it made me want to be a better come on here for you guys and be better and share more of my life with them, because I was I know everyone comes here to gain something, and I really hope that when people come and listen to our podcast, they're leaving with something. Maybe they found out something new that was going on, but I really want you to leave this podcast with something. So for today, I'm leaving you with, you're never too old to start things.
Absolutely.
Chase your passion, because that's what she did. She kept going no matter what. She didn't take no for an answer. And even if you don't have the best support, keep going, because people, no matter what, are still going to think whatever they want. If she would have stopped because people were oh, you're a hoe or whatever, because I'm sure plenty of times she got that, right? She didn't stop. Look at where she is now. It's incredible to see. And she sucked a lot of dick, and she's married. I know this is it's supposed to be PG-13, but yeah. She shared so much about her sex life.
She has a man who accepts her the way
for who she is.
Absolutely, which is such a message in of itself. It's really important, and I do commend him for that, because their wedding was so beautiful. The wedding scene made me cry. Weddings and babies, births and
I was oh my God, he's crying.
Yeah, he was crying, and it was really beautiful to see. I wish her nothing but the best. I just saw she was on Dak Shepard's podcast this past week, and she said that she just finished casting a dating show. So I guess she's going to produce a dating show. So that should be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That'd be really
it was so inspiring. And you're right, It did, of course, I'm thinking about Literally Just a Girl as I'm watching it, and how inspiring it is. And that is a big reason why. And behind the scenes, a lot of viewers don't even know how much we have dealt with together when it comes to someone being offended by something, a topic, or my family gossiping about me. And have you heard what Hannah's talking about on her podcast? Oh my gosh, the scandal, and even though I'm a married woman and it's like sex with my husband, but still it's not acceptable, because you're supposed to be a lady and you're supposed to be a conservative woman. We don't talk about those things. And it's just, it makes me want to just break out of that shell even harder, because I'm here for the girls who constantly DM me and are like, thank you so much for sharing that. You guys made me laugh so much. I put you guys on when I'm on my run this weekend. I put you guys on at the gym, and I just sit there and I look crazy because I'm laughing in the middle of my set at you guys, and you guys make my week better. The comments we get every Thursday on our YouTube videos of, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm listening to this at 6 a.m. on my way to work. I look forward to this every single week. That inspires me and makes me so excited to make this such a priority to be here with you every single week and film for we're here for hours sometimes, and they don't even know that. They don't even see the other side of things, like the editing, the uploading, the malfunctions with the camera and the lights and all those things, which happens.
I'm like, dear Lord, please just let this week go right. I swear to God, I'm like, Jesus, these girls think we don't got our lives together, but we do. We're trying.
And we have never skipped a single week, which is so important to me because I want to be consistent, and I want the girls to look forward to us every week. And like, we had a discussion earlier and how important it is to make sure that you guys leave with something. Yeah. But at the same time, sometimes it's so nice to just listen to yapping. Like, come here and let's just talk about our week. We don't it doesn't have to be this pressure of like, we need to stick to these bullet points every week. Really, I know there's so many girls that just love hearing us talk about our weeks and what's going on and how is our mental health and what's going on in pop culture right now. Okay, like just catching up with us. It's so much fun. It really is. And I think it's grateful.
Fun. I think it's a lot of fun. I feel like we've had really great episodes that I feel like we we laugh at our own shit all the time, Like, I know y'all are laughing at me and laughing. And I love it, I love it. So I just think it's just like, I just want you guys to always, whether it's like, a motivational value or just like a funny value, like just made you laugh that day. That's all that matters to me, right? And that you guys are feeling fulfilled when you guys listen to us. So that's just important. But it was super motivating to watch. I highly recommend watching it. It was beautifully done. I love her story. It's very woman empowerment.
It is.
Very much so. And I agree with you. Just like, dude, I just like this week too, I was just kind of like, I had one of those weeks where, or even yesterday was just like, F everything moment. I was like, F what you think. I'm like, I'm so tired. Like, I can't even say one thing without someone taking it the wrong way. I'm like, I'm so over it. I'm like, even like with last week's episode, it's just like, I'm like, I don't have to explain every little thing. Not everything is meant to be taken so personal, right. Like I'm sharing my life as it's happening to me. Right. Like as it's happening to me. And I'm never going to come on here and purposely try to ever offend anyone. Absolutely. Unless I say, hey, this is for you, but that's not who we are. That's not the type of girls that we are. So, it's not always easy. There's a lot of outside noise coming in, but we try to do our best. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's all we can do.
It's all we can do. And I love what you said about you're never too old to start something new. No. I love that so much because there's so many times we get in our head as a woman feeling like I'm not young enough to do it. I'm getting older. Oh my gosh, I'm getting wrinkles. I'm getting gray hair. Yeah. Who cares? You're never too old to start something new. No. Yeah, I love that.
No. Yeah. No, you're not. And I'm telling you right now, 30s gets better. I'm telling you, for the girl that I never thought I was going to say that, from the girl that was in my house, in my black kitchen, crying over the sink because I was going to turn 29. So now that I'm 30, I'm like, baby girl is just living. It gets better and better. Because you get better and better, Right. You're constantly growing. You're constantly getting better. You're constantly saying no to unnecessary things that don't need to be in your life, and it just keeps getting better and better, and we're here to share that with you guys. So we're going to move on to the Patreon, and we have like a really interesting topic. I really want to talk about this because it's something I've been struggling with a little bit. So it's about relationships, it's about sex, and that's not all the Patreon's ever about, guys. There's a lot more personal things that we go through, but we're going to move on over there, and we hope to see you guys. If you love this episode, please share it. Please share it on your story, to your friends, to your family, because we want our little familia to grow. So
I know.
We're slowly growing, but it's great. Yeah, I love it.
I love it so much.
But thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys, next week. I'll let you know how Disney World went.
Yes, let us know. Okay, jump on Patreon. We'll see you there.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm literally just a girl.